What is up, my loves? Today we're going to be playing in a wig from Bestlacewigs.com. You get a sneak peek at my natural hair, which I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit more often because you always say you never show your real hair. This is a lace wig. It's 18 inches, 150% density, tight, curly. And as you guys can see, it was pre-bleached. So I'm going to go ahead and just co-wash it. As far as my natural hair, it was straightened. I just put it in two braids, put those braids in the ponytail in the center, and kind of just tucked them into a wig cap. And this is as flat as we're going to get. So I cut off the excess lace in the back. I just see it strapped super tight. This is the only method of, securing the wig that I'm going to be doing. As far as adding an elastic band, which is what I normally do, I definitely did not feel the need to do that with this one because it did lay super flat, as you guys can see here, and it did adhere to my head naturally pretty well. As far as the hairline goes, it was pre-plucked, so I'm not going to be plucking it. I think this is great enough. 18 inches was the perfect length, and 150% density was the perfect density. I just feel like it needed a little bit of a cold wash to kind of go ahead and make everything slay the way I wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to the sink. And I'm kind of going to give you, a little sneak peek. It was pre-bleached, as I said before, so I didn't have to worry about bleaching the knots, which is always a plus. Here, when it gets wet, you can kind of see the luster, the natural luster, and the, natural way that the curls pop. I'm going to just use my Tresemme shampoo, or my Tresemme conditioner to go ahead and co-wash. I did notice in the beginning that it did have a slight smell, not a negative or foul smell. It's just more of like a rose, like maybe whatever cleaning products that they use are a little bit more scented, and I am pregnant, and you guys know when you're pregnant you smell everything. Not a big deal. I'm pretty sure if you're normal you don't smell it as much, but for me, I went ahead and co-washed it. I was going to co-wash it anyway, but once I co-washed it, you didn't smell it anymore. Which tip, you should definitely be co-washing, disinfecting your wigs, whether you bleach the knots or not. I don't always, but it's definitely a good habit to pick up. In the co-washing process, I did detangle, and that was just a little bit of minimal shedding I got. That is considered normal to me. This is a peek at what the hairline looks like, and a texture shot of the hair after being freshly co-washed and detangled. Absolutely beautiful. Best believe if you do watch my vlogs, this is the wig you'll be seeing for at least the next week because this hair is gorgeous. Get a load of how well the hairline looks, and again, I did not bleach the knots. They did this all for me, so that worked out amazing. So I went ahead and part. Every time I part on camera at this angle, I always get it off centered, but I just did a little bit of a wig shift and it worked out just fine. It's bugging me on camera that it's off centered, but again, whenever I do this on camera, I just never get it perfectly centered. I don't know, hashtag dyslexic or something, I don't know. So I'm going to just separate what would we consider baby hair. They already gave you baby hair, which is why the hair that I'm pulling out is shorter than the rest of the hair because it was designated as baby hair. You can use more, you can use less. If you don't want baby hair, you guys can see the hairline looks awesome. Just, brush your back with a little bit of mousse and a comb so it kind of has that separated, but sleek look, if you will. And it'll be just good to go. Why did I keep this whole part in here of separating the hair? I don't know. But I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. You guys have been asking for a wig sale, and you shall receive. I have so many wigs that I wanted to get up before I did the wig sale so that the wig sale was nice and beefy. So be looking out for that in the beginning of May. And in the meantime, be looking for my channel to be spammed with hair reviews so that I can make sure that I have as many wigs as possible for you guys, at least 30. So because I did not need to tweeze or pluck anything, I am just taking some scissors and kind of trimming it down. Again, when I am doing this on camera, it's kind of like an awkward angle because I don't want my arm in the way. So it just seems like whenever I do stuff on camera, it's just a little bit awkward, despite the fact that I've been doing this for almost 5 years. Either way it goes, just trim it down to about an inch to half an inch long. Wherever you find little clumps where the hair just looks like it's going to be a little bit too thick when you swoop, that's where you can take your tweezers and thin it out a little bit. That way, whenever you swoop, it won't be this big old, clump of hair that looks very, very unattractive. I find below the eyebrow to the sideburns is usually where I find those pieces of hair that are a little bit more dense, and you kind of want to thin that out. So lately, my favorite edge control has been mousse. It's been this way for some time now. Here and there, I'll go back to regular edge control, and I just find that I don't love it the way that I love the way mousse works, especially when you do it on the mannequin head. Always a great idea or a great option to style your wigs like the night before you have an event. I am very slow when it comes to getting ready, so if I have something to do tomorrow, it's a great idea for me to just remove the wig, cleanse it, get it ready, get the curls or whatever, popping on the actual wig, get the parting right, get the baby hair right, get it plucked and tweezed. That way when I wake up, I can literally just put it on. Now the swoops are here. I'm using a baby hair brush. I've been through maybe about 10 of these, and I find them on Amazon super cheap, so I'll have them linked down below. And that's it. You kind of just let it dry. It will get a little bit firm, not too hard with the mousse that I use. And then as far as the back, usually I use my Denman brush, but today I used like one of these Tangle Teaser style brush. And that was a quick look at the foam that I've been using lately. It's by Lotta Body. I used their styling cream on my daughter's hair, and it smells so good, and that is what inspired me to grab a bottle of this the last time I went and picked up her styling cream, but it's pretty much in the same or similar bottle, and it's like a white cream. It smells so good. It moisturizes her 1-year-old, almost 2-year-old hair so well, and again, it smells so good. So I just go ahead and apply a generous amount, and you guys can see I just go ahead and kind of define the curls with that brush. I'm going to leave it and let it completely dry before touching it, and this is what's going to give me the maximum curl wave, just amazingness. Went ahead and took it off the mannequin head, and you guys can see it is pretty much formed. Because I allowed it to dry, when I put it on, you guys can see the wig kind of forms to my head, so it's pretty much perfect, and I'm happy I didn't put an elastic band or anything. As always, when the lace is super long that it covers my eyes, I'll just trim it down short enough so that I can see what I'm doing before I go ahead and start cutting lace. The worst thing to do is try to cut the lace when it's like covering your eyes and you really can't see anything. But you guys can see when I am moving the hair around, the baby hair is staying in place, and that is because I did allow it to set, pretty much air dry for about 2 to 3 hours. So the wig at this point is about 90, I would say almost 95% dry. More so like in the crown, toward the root is where it's still maybe a little bit damp. And I'm just going in with some scissors and cutting the hairline or the, the lace as close to the hairline as possible, because I don't like leaving a lot of extra just plain lace. And you can go back in and cut anything extra. I always feel like the ears always need to be customized, or the lace around the ears rather. So that's a key step for me. If you want to leave excess lace for sideburns, that's also a great option. I've been finding lately that it just looks more clean when you cut all of the lace above the sideburns and around the ears, and just if you want sideburns that hang, kind of just form them on top of your own natural sideburns from the rest of the wig. Now this looks amazing. Again, I have added no powder at this point, and the knots are bleached. I find that the knots around the hairline with the baby hair is blend with my skin perfectly, but in the parting it is a little bit red. Now to counteract this, I could have just taken and washed the lace with purple shampoo and left the purple shampoo there or on it for about half an hour, and that kind of would have toned down that redness, but I didn't realize it was going to be red until after it was already styled. So I'm going to just add a little bit of powder. Before this step, you guys did see me spray a substance onto the hairline, and that was just my Got2b glue spray. I used a rag because I didn't want to mess up my makeup, but I did want to make sure that the wig does not slide back. It does fit perfect, but I do find that if you just put on a wig and there's no elastic band and there's no glue or no edge control or no Got2b glue, ghost bond or anything like that, it will, for me at least, eventually, slide back no matter how firm it fits. So I got to put a little bit of reassurance there, and that was my Got2b glue. Now that I've added the powder and I've went ahead and bonded the wig down lightly, we are pretty much ready to go. Now one thing is, when you style a wig with curls, whether it's your natural hair or a wig like such, the more you touch it, especially when it's dry, the more it's gonna, get frizzy or what have you. That was a great texture shot of what the hair looks like once it's completely styled and dried. Again, I absolutely love. This is the perfect spring and summer wig. Honestly, it feels lightweight, but to the look, it just looks like more than 150% density, without the actual heaviness. It's not like thin or sparse by any means. Now off the bat, it was super nice. Oh, my belly. I shouldn't be itching, but my belly itches. Pregnant girl problems. But now, as you guys did see, I did go ahead and style this wig on the mannequin head. Lately, that's just been my favorite way to style wigs. And the proof is in the pudding because I have 2 more babies right here ready to be styled as well. This one here, I'm actually gonna dye this piece blonde. So stay tuned for those. Make sure you are subscribed. But I absolutely love the texture. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but I kind of think you can. Even though I did use the Lotta Body mousse, I still feel like it has a soft hold. Like, this is not an extreme hold where it's going to just be crunchy, hard, spirally curls. But yeah, I did not have any complaints about this hair. I've definitely worked with Bestlacewigs quite a few times and I didn't have any issues. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this quick one. Make sure that you check out Bestlacewigs. They have some super duper duper beautiful wigs. Texture of the hair is definitely super nice and the hair does always hold up pretty nice as well. My only con to this one is that it did have a scent. I am pregnant. I do kind of feel like my senses when I'm pregnant, like I literally turn into like a hound dog or a bloodhound, whatever you call it. I can smell every little thing. So with this hair, I did kind of smell like a perfumey scent. I've never noticed that with this company before. So I think it's just the pregnancy. Either way, I went ahead and washed and conditioned it anyway, so I don't smell that anymore. But it wasn't stinky. It just smelled like maybe whatever they used to style the hair or wash or condition was more of a perfumey scent or something. I don't know. Other than that, everything was good. The actual wig fits super snug. I don't have an elastic band attached. I do try to kind of hook that comb right there sometimes by habit. I don't jam it or force it in. I kind of just hook it into the wig cap that I have on so that it doesn't irritate my neck. It kind of goes up into the cap but not necessarily into my hair. And as you guys can see, it lays pretty flat and it forms to my head pretty nice. If you don't like the baby hair, of course you just brush it back, but I did not necessarily customize the hairline. And yeah, I feel like I'm rambling. I gave you guys all the information, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Everything that I use is linked in the description bar for you guys to check out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.